Just who's on the pitch.
Exactly. It's a mentality you're taking into it. I think the mentality will genuinely benefit ASP now. But we did not talk at all about the matchup that we're going into right now. NRG taking on EnVy. Again, both these teams at 2-0 right now. Turbo Pulsa, former teammate of Justin and Garrett G, came across the pond, gave them a world championship, and then got replaced by Squishy here. So Turbo Pulsa on EnVy. Congratulations to them on being the new world champs. Excited to see them win that one here at the end of the Season X. And we're going to see this matchup go down.
And James definitely alluded to this matchup a little bit in their segment before this previous matchup. And they did play each other in the grid in the playoffs. NRG able to win in Game 5 in a 30-second overtime, 1-0. So EnVy definitely out here looking for some vengeance, and Atomic with a kick out into the middle. And I'm actually really excited to see the Atomic versus Justin, who can be an absolute monster in terms of making defenses cry.
Well, so far today, it's been Justin. Holy crap, he was there earlier. Poor 72 PC just got mauled. We'll see if Justin can keep that hot streak going. Here comes Atomic and missed, though. Created some confusion for Squishy, and they will make it work. Turbo's the one to come and scoop it up, and that's EnVy on the board.
And there's that solid midfield presence Corelli was talking about on the desk with Turbo Pulsa. The timing is always great. His recognition of the play is always great. He's not the flashiest player. He's not out here gonna break your axles. He's gonna play strong, consistent Rocket League, and here he recognizes the danger, gets on top of the play early, and is able to beat NRG to the ball and make a nice save off the kickoff.
Turbo and Atomic in a tag team. This one out and into enemy territory. Advancing now to try and get a second goal. NRG trapped in their own half. Atomic go up against Squishy on the wall. Gets it past one, but missed. Able to beat him. Now Justin down the field. Turbo pinches it off the wall and now back to the mid. Garrett G with a response, looking for the soft touch above the goal. Here comes Squishy. What a pass from Garrett. Oh my goodness.
So I was kind of wondering why Mist doesn't jump, and it's because he rotates back in a goal, and he's got 21 boost, and Atomic's also already there. So they're both kind of in the same place, and neither of them is really sure how to handle this brutal bounce out of the corner and into the middle. And of course, Squishy's already there. Why wouldn't he be?
I feel like both the defenders are like, nah, he's not going to get the second touch. That was a good first touch from Garrett. He's not getting the second one that's going to actually make it dangerous. We don't need to worry about this. Wait, he did. Crap, we lose. Turbo and Mist trying to advance this one back down the field after the game getting tied up here. Garrett and Squishy bring that one back. Atomic looking for the double tap. Yep. Where was the defense? This one was free.
That was absolutely free. Justin goes for boost. Garrett and Squishy both push forward. Garrett G is third man, but missed much bringing the call back of the G2 roster. Just got behind him, bumped him out of the way, and it's a wide open goal.
Please leave. We would like to score. 2:55. Justin.
Ask and you shall receive.
I said please. Atomic now back down into the midfield, and Garrett G to cover it up to the edge. Turbo Pulsa misses on the wall. Now here comes Justin, gets demolished. Double demolition on to NRG here. Momentary 3v1. We'll see Justin move this one back down the pitch now on the respawn. Looks for the soft touches. Turbo has him read. Former teammates. Knows how Justin likes to play. Atomic gets a pinch off the ground, and Justin out of boost, but he'll have plenty of time. This ball. It's a nice slow roller. Garrett G now. A flick over one. Justin's looking for this corner boost. Turbo Pulse will be able to take ball control, but maybe losing some field position here. Justin, an excellent touch past one. Turbo now back into the corner again, and Turbo just continues to break up the setups from NRG. He's been instrumental in all of the plays, especially the ones on offense here for EnVy.
And it is definitely again, a huge plus of Turbo. He's just so great at reading the game. He's never going to beat you with the mechanics. You put Justin and Turbo in a one-on-one, Justin's going to win, no question. But in a team environment, that is Turbo Pulse's wheelhouse, because he understands what gaps need to be filled and where. And when it comes to shutting down an offense like NRG, who is so adept at making defenders miss and thrive off of getting the ball out of tight situations with multiple people, you need a guy like Turbo who's got that rock-solid understanding of how things play out.
Garrett G with a long one from his own goal. Justin with the slight redirect and missed to get in the way. had the read on defense. 2 players up at strange angles. Justin and Squishy overlapping there in enemy territory, but still managing to keep the ball in the blue corner. Squishy passed one, missed from backwards, going to try and get this one. He actually gets a pass 2, and it's all up to Justin now, who stalls it out, but Turbo's got an open net to shoot at. Doesn't manage to take the shot, though.
Oh, he had no boost. Okay, he couldn't make any adjustments. I was like, Turbo would never miss that. That's like the most Turbo goal you can imagine.
Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Just shoot. Garrett gets a demolition onto 1. Atomic now, nice flick. Squishy over to the edge to try and put this one back into the blue. 45 seconds remaining for NRG to tie this game up, as EnVy got 2 solid goals, and they've held on to the lead the whole game.
Oh, Garrett G in a bad spot here, and the command to know that Turbo's just waiting for him, daring him to say, go, try and clear it. Still getting that one out. Never a fun position to be on when you've got no speed and limited capability to put power on the ball across your goal line.
Squishy, the slow play. 15 seconds left. Doesn't really have time for slow right now. They've got to score. It's Justin off the wall. Here's Atomic with pressure, looking for security, and he'll find it off the upper 90. That's a 2-goal lead in the game.
So with that, I do believe Game 1's going to go much the same way that it did in the playoffs. It'll be a 2-goal margin and a Game 1 victory for Team EnVy here over NRG again. And no small credit to Atomic and Mist open up doors, and Turbo Pulsa stopping a lot of NRG pushes. A good Game 1, but this literally happened last week. Let's make it a 3-goal margin. Why not? Mist drills one in.
I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely jinxed the game because I sat there and was like, I'm gonna start typing out the score. I'm like, no, there's 10 seconds left. Just wait for the score to happen. And the moment the clock hit 0, I'm like, okay, now I can type the score. I typed 3, and then they scored the goal. Backspace, type 4. NRG gonna drop Game 1 here to EnVy. Turbo Pulsa on the Revenge Tour gets the first swing. And honestly, the crazy goal was all Squishy and Garrett. The thing that was missing here for me with NRG was Justin's flashy heroics.
It's definitely hard to get those going. Again, I mean, we know that a lot of that scenarios, Justin's flashy heroics is it's a hit or miss thing, right? It's either on par like it was versus 72 PC and he can just destroy people, or it's just tough to really get anything going and he's going to have to rely on a different bag of tricks to get the job done. And against a team like EnVy, where they've got such great players, I mean, Mist, Atomic, and Turbo Pulse, that's a roster that I would take to beat just about anybody on any given day.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a hard thing. So Atomic didn't even do anything too flashy, and I was looking for him to do that. But he didn't have to, because this was a game that requires consistency. And unfortunately for NRG and specifically Justin in terms of getting the offense going, limited capability to do that there in that Game 1. But as we know, Rocket League, 5 minutes is a long time, and anything can happen in Game 2.
You can do a lot with very little here. As we get into Game 2, NRG gonna look to bounce back. Squishy gets beaten in the corner. Garrett G has to fall back and buy time. And Mist will get it over the top of him. Atomic with a slow shot.
Nice.
Actually works. It gets it past Justin.
Oh, yeah. Justin knows as soon as this one gets by Garrett, he's in trouble. And boy, did he jump, thinking Atomic was going to boom that into the top right corner. Atomic hits him with the backflip. Nope. I'm just going for the little dribbler. And actually,
literally made him dance.
He literally did. And Justin made the adjustment. He backflipped as well, as quick as he could, to see if he could still make it, but not enough.
Well, EnVy scores the first goal yet again. They've managed to hold the lead through this entire series so far, yet to trail. Squishy stalling things out on midfield, looking for a second challenge here, and wins it, but doesn't have a lot of support and is now at a boost, so Mist ultimately will gain control, and that means Atomic's now upfield. The pass play, Mist to Atomic, back to Mist, 2-0 for EnVy.
Here's a great play. Mist just launches it up the field. Atomic, this is a delicate scenario. What do you do here? Do you go off the backboard and risk NRG getting up to it? Nah. Get in front of it, knock it back down, and let Mist worry about it. And Mist didn't let him down.
Yeah, we saw Squishy up on the sidewall, challenging ball after ball, wins 2 of them, but then is out of boost on the third, and there's no support from the rest of NRG, so his neutralization of the touches actually just means that there are now enemy players upfield for the third man to pass to, and it works out very, very well there for EnVy. Squishy getting taken advantage of. Missing trying to pass here to Turbo Pulsa, blocked by Squishy on the goal. Now here's Atomic on the wall, just trying to extend this one out, getting challenged by Justin through the air, and he'll push it to the corner. Turbo now onto the side. Here's Mist with a shot blocked by Garrett. Justin on the return will get the pass back over to his teammate. Turbo Pulsa will block. And Atomic will keep this one neutral in the midfield now through the air, trying to connect. Not going to make it happen, though. A boost gets stolen there. Turbo Pulsa with a shot. Justin with just enough of a block, but they are still in dire straits as Mist through the air. Justin, brilliant challenge, though, off the ceiling to try and neutralize that one, give his team some breathing room.
But EnVy definitely putting the squeeze on NRG right now, not letting him out of their half or anything. It is just an absolute battle to get anything through this midfield right now. EnVy have got the tent set up.
Off to the side. Garrett G long to the end. Justin and Squishy now in the backfield on a second touch from EnVy to send it all the way back. Approaching halftime, NRG held to 1 goal so far in this series. A beauty from Squishy and Garrett, but that was it. They've got to find more magic like that. Turbo Pulse off the wall. Garrett G covers him up from behind. Passes to the corner. Justin now going to try and hold on to this by himself, but just take it. Misses is happy to tackle. And right now, EnVy realizing if you just get in Justin's face, don't worry about what happens with the ball. Just make sure he can't do what he wants with the ball.
Yep.
That's enough to kind of neutralize his threat.
That is absolutely always the case with any player. I mean, I think you could take just about every player on this pitch right now and say just don't let them have space, and that's a good thing. I mean, obviously that's a well-held axiom and a good rule of thumb to obey across all of Rocket League in general, but especially when you've got players like Atomic, Squishy, Garrett, and Justin on the pitch. I mean, that is definitely something to be wary of, because if you give them any daylight to execute, they will.
And we were talking yesterday about how, like, Squishy hit the first real ceiling shot in RLCS, and now everyone's doing it. And while it's becoming commonplace for everyone, Squishy's now starting to hit double flip resets, so it's just a little bit nasty.
Just a little nasty.
Do not give that man any time alone with the ball. You will regret it. Justin now in the air, missed. A little bit confused here. Squishy demolished in his own back third. Turbo and try and crank one to the upper 90. Garrett G, excellent touch over one. And then Turbo Pulsa gets demolished by Justin on the way out.
NRG
Final minute of game played. We're down by 2. NRG still yet to score.
Yeah, and still yet to really hang on to the ball for any significant amount of time. I mean, this game has been all EnVy here in this game, too.
Missed on the backboard once more. Squishy facing his own goal, a little confused. And now here's the stretch. Garrett G onto the ceiling, drops it back in. Justin can't get it around, miss. Squishy now looking for a pass back to Garrett. They've got 37 seconds left. They've got to score twice. Justin over the top of one. Can he get a second one? Turbo Pulsa breaks it up. And now Garrett G looking for the back pass off of the wall. Turbo to get covered up by Squishy. Missed, was cleared away. And now Justin back into the midfield. It's over the top of both Garrett and Squish. They're going to need multiple touches to get another shot going. They've wrapped it back around. Turbo Pulsa will block it before it crosses the goal. And now Squishy across the field towards Garrett. NRG starting to build more momentum and just completely shut down by EnVy at every corner.
Yeah, they're taking real good care to make sure they know where all of NRG is, because that was the first real push we've seen out of NRG in this game too, it feels like, and it was just sniffed out every turn they went for. EnVy up 2-0, and this was a suffocating game too. I mean, they had him in the headlock, and we're like, nope, can't do that, nope, can't do that, nope, can't do that, and we win.
Yep, there at the end was definitely the best few looks we saw from NRG, and it was there was still not really a shot at any point. There wasn't a defender having to stretch to somewhere that they weren't like, oh, he's shooting this corner, I got to jump up to that corner. There was a few crossbars, and even the crossbars had defenders right on top of the ball already. EnVy absolutely had the defensive rotation down pat.
Yeah, the real beauty of that last, 20 seconds or so on defense from EnVy was making sure the setup didn't get there. And that's always an admirable thing to be able to accomplish versus 3 players like Justin, Garrett, and Squishy. So well done, Team EnVy. You absolutely earned the win in Game 2. Going into Game 3, let's see if you can do it all over again, because that's going to be a tough thing to follow, considering that you just absolutely locked them down.
Yeah, and you would not. I would not have. There's a world where I believe EnVy would be up 2-0 and NRG would need to reverse sweep to win here.
Yeah.
There wasn't a world where I was going to believe that NRG had only scored 1 goal in those first 2 games.
Yeah.
It's been a very one-sided affair. A slow and methodical match. Turbopulsa looking to pass down to Atomic, and the fake from Atomic's just enough to let the goal through.
Let's take a gander again. Who's in the net? It's Garrett G. Turbo definitely sees it coming, and yeah, Garrett absolutely bit on Atomic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal. And he stopped as soon as he landed. He's like, you're kidding.
You saw him turn just a little, and the fake was just enough. EnVy again with the lead early. They have scored quickly in every game so far.
Squishy really trying to stretch that, and it will work out. Okay. Wasn't sure if NRG were going to get away with this. Squishy, I thought, hit a little too hard. But the fortunate challenge in the midfield and the full miss from EnVy on the back line. NRG will take those.
What was Turbo doing? He just jumped in the air, just completely missed the ball. But you know what? Hey, sometimes it happens to the best of them, and he is the best of them. Garrett now with a dunk on one. It's kind of far off the wall. Justin won't be able to turn it back around. And here comes EnVy now on the counterattack. Turbo to trap this one, gets it past 2. But it has to go back to Atomic on a bit of a deflection. Now Atomic in the corner. Squishy holds onto this ball, gets it off the wall and past 1. One defender back as Justin puts onto the backboard, looks for the double tap. It does get up from the goal and block.
And he needed to as well. I'm pretty sure if Turbo doesn't get a hand on that, Justin put that in the goal.
First minute going to come and go. Game tied up as NRG gets their 2nd goal of the series. Finally here in game 4, a miss from Turbo does not give them back the lead in the counterattack. Howitzer shot is also just wide. Both teams margin away from taking the lead.
Just in a little bit of breathing room and missed an Atomic. Just sort of squeeze him out now and Squishy in command out of the corner. Air dribble over the top, but nobody there waiting for it. And EnVy have a little bit of time to catch their breath.
Oh, just immaculate control from Squishy. Dribbled around one player and then take it to the air. Garrett gets demolished on the one, leaving just Atomic. There's a pass down to Garrett. Does he find the shot? He sure does. NRG finally in this series find a lead.
Now that's the most Garrett G shot you're going to see. This is a very delicate hand required. And with the flip to get the speed on it, to beat the defender trying to jump at it and take it off the top of his car and get that perfect angle. That is a very Garrett G touch and a very Garrett G finish.
He's got his team the lead. Can they hold on to it here in game 3? Both these teams 1 match away from qualifying for next weekend as Squishy goes for, oh my goodness, gets it past 2 there. Turbo will take to the air before the ball can come down. He's had enough of the shenanigans. There's Atomic off the wall. Squishy above his goal. Cleared out to Garrett G, who just blasted it to the EnVy backboard. Atomic out to Justin, gets blocked. Garrett G again. Garrett G right now just happy to take the long shots. He's telling EnVy, you have to leave a man far back. You cannot commit all 3 players because I'm just going to keep on taking these long shots. You need someone to keep on cleaning them up, and that's just going to buy them a little bit more space in the midfield to hopefully get a full rotation moving forward.
Well, that doesn't necessarily seem like it's just Garrett G. I feel like that's all of NRG whenever they get pushed back onto their own half. They're just trying to do that so they can try and execute on the slam it up the field, try and chase it down, because they are pretty good at that, to be fair, but a lot of the issues they've run into have been just getting bumped or having the boost stolen away, and then they just don't have the time to really close the gap. And NRG just in general has just been going for the boom it out of your own half and try and chase it down.
This does speak to some of the trouble NRG was having in the first few games. The clear game, just taking a few too many touches, it was just off to their own corners too often. Generally, you consider the best clear one that is a nice boomer straight towards the enemy goal, where they have to fall back and make a save. They can't just count on the wall to stop the ball's trajectory. Garrett G sets this one up for Justin. He's not getting contested, but he's going to need 2 touches if he wants to score it.
Wow.
Just off the backboard, a little bit loose on defense here. Atomic will push it down to the ground, and Squishy now to follow it up against Turbopulsa. Deflected off to the corner before Squishy can make the fatal touch.
Turbo wasn't really sure what to do with that one, so he kind of just punched it up the field. Now NRG with a passing play. Garrett G not able to execute and slide that one into the lower right-hand side. Ended up just rolling it straight towards the wall, and EnVy with time.
Squishy got caught in no man's land. Here comes Garrett, though. Up against Turbo, now looking for a goalie. Manages to dodge it, as did Turbo. No, very few demolitions in this game compared to our previous match. As we get into the final minute, EnVy trailing by 1. They've won both games so far. We're slowly starting to gain some field position there. Squishy going to try and neutralize it. Turbo dumps it into the midfield. Atomic's airborne. He's got missed underneath. Now looking for the flip. Reset. Gives it over 1. Garrett G, can he reach it? No, he didn't. Mist just backs off. He had a possible opportunity to take the tie back and just didn't go for it.
I think Mist was probably called off by Turbo because Turbo was waiting in position. Turbo had a chance there to put that into the goal, but couldn't get all the way around the ball. Atomic down the gut, and Justin makes a stop. Mist with a follow-up into the top left. Bar down in 2-2.
Mist scores. This one looked, honestly, of all the shots we've seen in the last 30 seconds, this one kind of was the most precarious, but it's the one that goes in. It's all that matters. Bounces 3 times, and we got a tie game. 23 seconds left.
Well, Mist goes from not sure if he should have turned on it and Turbo missed it into don't worry about it, I got it. They have a chance to sweep NRG.
Justin to the side, Mist into the midfield. A chance to sweep NRG, not something you say every day. 7 seconds left. You know Turbo would love to send a statement here in our first regional event. You made the wrong decision. Missed. Back into the ground. We'll go to overtime in game 3. 1 goal separates EnVy from next weekend.
And it's going to be a very delicate touch required from NRG, I think, to get this one through, because EnVy, I think, overall are playing the better game.
Missed out to Turbo Pulsa. Onto the wall. Beaten by Garrett towards the goal. Is it enough? Blocked.
Well, there it is.
It's dangerous, and it's just sitting in front of the goal. Squishy will push it in. What a kill from Garrett to give us game 4.
A very delicate touch indeed. Just, he air rolled his car to the left so that it would pull the wheels back behind the ball and make the car thinner to delay the, oh my gosh. Talk about understanding the hitbox of your car and how it's going to affect the timing of the challenge. That was amazing from Garrett.
That's some mastery. Man, as far as masters of the game goes, you've got many of them, actually, on the field here. There are, between these players, 1, 2, 6, 7 World Championship titles currently on the pitch. Obviously, 4 of those are Turbo Pulsa, the 4-time world champion. The only
2 in here that haven't won it is Atomic and Mist. Those are the only 2 that haven't won a title.
Everybody, it's funny if you look at the titles in here. You have Atomic just rocking the basic duelist. Then you had Garrett rocking X Games. You have Turbo rocking his 4-time. Justin with RLCS Season 8 world champion. Squishy with RLCS Season 6 world champion. This is an expensive lobby.
I do like how Garrett G still wears the X Games champion title. That was his first major tournament win.
Yeah, absolutely was.
2017.
We get into game 4. NRG, they lost the first 2. They're going to have to win 3 straight, and they got the first one. If there's any team that can do it, I'd believe in NRG.
A long way to go, though. Like I said, I thought EnVy were playing the better game, and it is going to take some delicate handiwork. And boy, did it, just to close out game 3.
Yeah, even with that game, I would still consider it.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, my goodness, Justin, this is what they needed. I was going to bring up that I think the big difference maker for changing the momentum is getting that first goal. EnVy scored the first goal in every game so far. Here, Justin finally turns on the Jets and gets a beauty to take the lead.
The air dribble to get the ball moving from center to left and then push it back to the right, get on the outside, understand where the clear is going, and adjust the car to make the dunk. I mean, there's the precision from Justin on the air dribble.
That was a thing of beauty. And NRG now with the early lead finally. The win was good, but the momentum shift is in some ways better. Though the win's actually what matters, so in other ways it's not better. Anyways, Missed off to the corner.
It's a nice perk.
It is, for sure. Justin demolished in the midfield. Squishy and Garrett going to try and cover this up and get 2 goals, but Turbo Pulsa sees that one coming from a mile away, gets up, intercepts, and keeps the ball in midfield. Now Missed off to the edge, up against 2, neutralizes them both. Garrett G, this bounce is going to be hard to deal with, kind of loses control. Justin also loses it. Turbo going to go,
got the bump.
Wow, down, jackhammered by Justin. That's the dumbest thing I've seen.
It's a good recovery from Justin. I mean, it's not often you see two players of NRG just clean whiff the ball and not sure what to do about it. And there's the bump from Mist. He takes a big bite out of Garrett G on the goal line and will make it easy for Atomic.
They did not deserve the lead anymore. That was so lucky. What a setup. Man, Mist gets the setup and the bump on Garrett G in the air to make it clean and easy for Atomic to shoot at the net. Open goal will give us a tie game, 3:28 left in game 4.
It's a goal that you feel they probably should have had, so I think you're right.
Yeah.
No one on the pitch really feels too bad about that. And Squishy with a rocket towards the backboard.
Justin now into this corner. What a win. Atomic now off the wall. He'll beat Squishy. And Garrett G will circle back around to buy time. Manages to find a shot out of it. Justin, no contact. Garrett G takes his time. Back in the midfield, Justin up for it to try and redirect it around one. Garrett's 2 out of boost, gets called off by Squishy, who puts it just wide towards the defenders, actually.
Yeah,
and we will happily turn this one back around.
Squishy didn't have too much boost either. I think it was really just, let's see how long we can delay them from getting the counterattack started to make sure we have the time. It's just one of those scenarios where you realize you don't have the resources and nobody in position to make anything happen. So you kind of just give it up in the best way possible. But here's a chance. Squishy into the middle. Justin down the right side, almost back into Squishy's car and into the goal, but denied by EnVy.
Mist trying to musty this one towards the goal. Now Justin back out. Squishy through one. Atomic off the wall. Here's Garrett G now up against Mist. He's got 2 players kind of pinching him from the sides. Gets away from them both. Atomic. The edge here, Turbo Pulsa. The attempt. Justin and Garrett G, all of NRG retreating defense. And Mist just wins that one clean. What a dunk in the midfield. One of the longest range dunks I've seen at this level of competition to take the lead.
And Garrett G got caught off so hard. He thought Squishy was coming up with that ball through and through. Was just casually strolling out towards that corner because you expected that ball to either punch out of that challenge and off the sidewall and back into the middle, or Squishy to win it. And Squishy just got beat. And Garrett was way out of position to handle the fallout.
Now, my first look at it, it looked like Squishy had touched it, and Atomic somehow had read it. But no, just had the touch for free. Puts it on target. The value of always shooting at the net. Squishy has to make another save as Turbo Pulsa takes one. Continuing to follow that idea. Atomic now up. A nice stop. Here's Mist up against Garrett G. Garrett G gets the block. Squishy now off the back wall. He's lost a lot of momentum here, and Turbo will be able to muscle it through. Atomic's waiting for his turn. Here he goes. Nobody home, but this shot is just a bit high. Can't find the double tap either. Justin will get it away. Missed out of the corner as Turbo Pulsa thinks about it. He'll advance in. Off the edge. Can he find a second touch to put it past Justin? The NRG defense, surprisingly haphazard.
It's being put to their paces. They're having to use a lot of boost to go and fight for those balls well up above the net. And even just to kill that, now Squishy's going to be in a real weird spot, because how do you handle this? Because it's quick, and he's got to use more boost, and they're so fortunate Turbo didn't get a piece of that.
Yeah, when both shooters can't seem to touch the ball, you're going to be all right. Garrett G back around, 48 seconds left. 2 players to commit. That's a double. Here comes Mist. Nice block from the corner, stopping Justin from tying the game. Now back into the box. Mist try, and Garrett G takes it away from Squishy's just falling back to try and keep the ball just lobbed onto the backboard over and over again, hoping one of these defenders will miss and they can have a free shot. But right now, EnVy is playing clean defense persistently. As Squishy up to Justin. Over 1, looking for 2. There's the shot from Garrett. They were just too focused on Justin. Didn't see Garrett coming.
This is such a tough one, because you're absolutely right. They think Justin's going for this ball, and he just peels off it. And Atomic realizes as soon as he saw Justin's car rotate, he goes, oh no, this is going somewhere else. And he tried to get there, but no chance. A beautiful play from NRG.
Oh, some misses. And Turbo Pulsa going to try and pave the way, but Squishy manages to dodge the demo and get the save. Atomic can't get the follow-up either. 10 seconds left. 2-2. Next goal going to win it. Are we going to overtime? Can they finish it off on the buzzer beater? EnVy still 1 goal away from next weekend. We'll go to overtime.
Another one. Why not? See if NRG can pull another rabbit out of the hat here.
Turbo to the edge. Justin through 2, missed his up. He's got to make the touch here, I believe, and he does. Now over to Atomic. They keep it high. Turbo Pulse got a full tank, tries to reach it, but Justin's beating him. And now a bump from Garrett G. Squishy should be the one onto this ball, and there's some defenders in the way. Mist will get up and push it to the corner. Now Squishy, nice challenge. Can he find a second one? No. Atomic to the edge. Got Turbo in the midfield, goes for the pass. Turbo's up for it, off the ceiling. Do they find the second touch? No, Justin gets the save. Missed though. Can he pressure while the defense is still finding their footing again? No, Justin finds it, holds on to control the whole time, back down the field. And Squishy will think about it off the wall, airborne for the shot, towards the goal, and it's in. Squishy scores it again. We'll go to game 5.
NRG squeezing blood from the stone here. That one just kicks outside, and it's a race. Does Squishy get it? Just barely. And again, just barely by Mist on the goal line. EnVy putting NRG through the ringer on defense here in game 4. It was tough, a lot of scary situations to be found in, and somehow they kept most out of the goal and were able to stay alive into overtime, where again, the few chances that EnVy had in the short overtime that it was, they were some incredibly awkward scenarios to deal with, and NRG just able to wiggle out of every single one of them and force game 5. It's just incredible.
Man, I loved the look from EnVy there right before the game ended. Them pushing back down in. They had him up, misses up for a decent shot, and Justin has the read. Justin understands where the shot's going to be coming from when the ball is directly over the goal, one of the most difficult places to defend, especially because you have this like weird mental thing with the crossbar interfering with your face. And Justin, what a brilliant play to keep them alive. And then like 4 touches later, Squishy's shooting a rocket into their net. And we'll go into game 5. The winner of this one advances to next weekend.
So does history repeat itself? Does NRG twice in a row claim a game 5 victory over EnVy? Or does Turbo get to make his statement?
I'd say there's been one place that Turbo has made statements time and time again, and that's Champions Field. The one thing they can't take away from him, 4 times his name hangs in the rafters here. Squishy on the ceiling now, missed. Onto the side, past 1, passes to Atomic actually, and now into the corner. Atomic will look for one off the back wall, into the box. Nobody shoots. Turbo tries just a little bit too late. Mist will keep the pressure on. Up against Squishy, that pinch is dangerous. It'll need a second touch to go in, and it won't get to happen. The clear, so much pace on this ball.
We've turned the game into smash the ball as hard as you can and see who makes the better read.
This looks like Heat Seeker.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Off the wall, missed. Into the box. No shot here. Squishy. The edge, and now Turbo back across towards Mist, but Justin looks like he'll intercept this one. Gets it past 1 at Atomic, and it's just a read. The intercepted touch. Back into the orange. Atomic across the goal. Squishy doesn't make contact with Turbo. Respected Squishy already being airborne there. Didn't even try to take the shot. Justin now. Through 1, here's Mist falling back. And Atomic with Turbo Pulse it in front of him. Turbo getting called off by Atomic and Mist. And Justin, what is he doing? He's just flat-footed. He makes the stop, but is it enough? Turbo manages to nearly dunk it. No, it bounces out. And NRG kind of get away with that one for free.
I mean, he was put to the test, Justin was. I mean, he thought his teammate was going to come up with a touch. His teammate missed it, and Justin, like you said, just stuck on the goal line and just was dared to make the stop.
He could have shot that ball anywhere else. Justin covered so little of the net there. But managed to do just enough with where the ball was placed. Squishy. Ball's in the corner. They're looking for goalies now. Mist not going to quite make it through. Justin chasing this one down. Can't find the block. And Garrett G. In this corner now. Hold on to control. Up against Turbo. He tackles. Ball's now loose in the midfield.
Oh, look at Turbo.
Garrett G covered up by 2. Yeah, 2 players from EnVy there in the corner. So we're at halftime. Scoreless. Both teams back and forth. EnVy with, I would give, the slight upper hand in control, but still no goals to show for it.
Mostly just because a lot of the game has been played on this NRG half, and a lot of the challenges are happening over there. But so far, like you said, no one able to really generate a big scoring chance. 3 shots for EnVy, 1 for NRG, but only one of them I would say truly dangerous, and that was from EnVy.
NRG a few times getting caught in the neutral ground in this series. and giving over control. A shot from Mist, and Justin can't reach it. EnVy's got the lead.
0 boost in the tank, was hoping against hope that that corner boost was going to spawn, and he just missed the 12 boost pad right there. And Mist just able to squeak that one by him to the far enough side of the goal to get that through.
154. EnVy, they took the lead in games 1 and 2. They lost 2 straight to put us to game 5. Can they finally finish it off and stave off the reverse sweep? Atomic. Out of the side, up against Squishy, onto the wall. Missed to the side. Turbo, over 1. With Atomic on the side, on the flank, looks for the flick to him. Squishy, get up and get a block. Now Atomic, the side. Flip resets, tries to use it. Justin stops him. Garrett G takes over and into the midfield. Flicks over 1, up against Mist. Blocks it to the corner. Garrett G looks for a pass, but doesn't find contact. Now Justin into the midfield. Ball will roll. Garrett G and Squishy falling back. Justin turns. Sets up in the third man. Mist. Over 1. Squishy plays to his corner. NRG trailing by 1 in the final minute. 1 goal to tie it up. Atomic gets a bump onto Justin, and it works! Turbo Pulsa is right there. The moment he saw this bump, he moved in.
What did we say in game 1? If anyone reads the game real well, it's Turbo. He knew that that bump was an opportunity. He saw his teammate go for it. He started creeping forward, and all he was waiting for was to make sure it connected. And as soon as he saw it, Turbo was already in the air just to make sure he beat the defense. And NRG, they have got a big order to fill now with 35 seconds on the clock.
Nice setup here. Squishy and Garrett getting in enemy territory, and it's up against 1 defender, but Atomic able to neutralize all that work, and Turbo just cranks one from the corner. Blocked once. Atomic with the shot from the far side. It's off the post. Turbo will find it another one. That's 3 goals now for EnVy. They've absolutely cemented this in. 25 seconds left, and it looks like they should finish it off.
Well, you said it at the start. No place where Turbo's done it more often than here, and he turns in an MVP-worthy performance. 2 big put-away goals. Atomic with 3 assists, and EnVy will claim vengeance for the loss in the grid. And NRG gonna have to play 1 more time to qualify.
They'll have 2 more opportunities unless they find some miracle here in the next 12 seconds, but really they needed to score that touch for me to believe there was any hope here. In 5 games, it took EnVy the longest route they could. They gave NRG some hope and then dashed their dreams to pieces, which, you know, Turbo breaking Justin and Garrett's hopes and dreams on Champions Field seems to be a hobby of his.
Casually.
As that one will end. EnVy take it down in 5 games, and they will advance to next weekend. Some good GGs in chat. A heartfelt, enjoyed experience from all parties.
Really, I think there's a few competitors as classy as everybody on the field here. Garrett G, Justin, Squishy, Turbo. I mean, those are all just top quality contenders here in the North American scene, and no bad blood. They say it all the time. They just love competing, and they absolutely came out here and did that. And I said earlier on in the series, EnVy, I think, playing a phenomenal game, playing the better game, and it showed there in Game 5 at the end of the day. They really continued to box NRG in, put them under pressure, and NRG try as they might, just could not get out of their own half, keep possession anywhere near to the same degree that EnVy was able to. So a much-deserved win, and really looking forward to seeing more of EnVy.
Well, that match is over, but the Swiss continues here on RLCSX. We have some more matches coming up for you guys. After a quick break, we're going to step away. We'll be right back for some more Rocket League.